I'm kind of like the Claw from Inspector Gadget. I'm in the dark, and I'm just like, evil. No, I'm not evil. Maybe I am a little, but I'm also humanitarian. That's off topic. Let's get to what I was going to talk about. This is just a quick, maybe quick update video um, on what my future plans are, not just with subliminals, but in life too. Because one, it's 90 degrees, and it's like 6 o'clock, fucking hot. Two, I'm just bored. Plus, I'm getting more subscribers on my channel day by day by day, really fast, um, which is a good thing. I was going to make a subliminal today, but my computer is dying so fast that, I mean, it still works. The internet still works. It's just getting slower and slower and slower, and I can't make subliminals anymore until I get a new computer, which is what I will buy with my college grant. Not all of it, but most of it, so I can get a pretty nice Mac. Tell me in the comments if you think I should get an iMac or a MacBook Pro. MacBook Pro is the laptop, if you somehow didn't grow up on Earth and don't know that. Some aliens may be watching, who knows? I just recently got my girlfriend back. This will be the third time we've broken up and got back together. Fuck, that's all I can say. She has the exact same birth path as me. She is a 9, a 9, and a 9. And a 3. So she is me and me. Because I am a... Your birth path number is made up of 3 numbers. I'm a 3, a 6, and a 9. I know, that's pretty funny. So I'm a creative, nurturing humanitarian. Then my soul urge number, which is your destined life and path, in your path in life, what you deeply want in life, is a 1. I like being number 1. And that explains a lot from my childhood. I just found that out like 4 days ago. 4. That was a number 1. Ones are natural born leaders, which makes a lot of sense. Ones don't like hanging around other ones. Although I do get along with other ones, which is pretty funny. Oh yes, back to what I was saying. I have too many plans planned for the future, and it is just destroying me. I was born, thank you, Dad, with anxiety. And we all, my sisters and I, get it from my dad. My older sister has a shorter fuse. Like, something can piss her off and she can go apeshit really quickly. But that's because she's a life path 8. The funny thing about my sister, my dad, and I is our soul urge numbers are all the same. We're all number 1s. We all want to be number 1, but in different ways. I want to be number 1 in the way of changing the world, fixing it, and teaching people who don't know as much as I do. That's what I want to do and become the best version of myself. My older sister, since she's an 8, is a powerhouse. She wants power. She wants to be in control. My dad is a Pisces, and he is a 7. The thinker, the imaginer, the overly logical person. My dad's kind of goals in life are materialistic. That's not me. I believe you can show love with feeling and words. Because you can. It's a frequency. When you say love, you're letting out a feeling, a frequency of positivity. When you say hate, you're screwing yourself. That's a good way to put it. I've been going all of today looking at other subliminals on YouTube and answering the questions in the comment section, which has gotten me like 2 subscribers today. That's not very much, but it works. I also got a really funny comment today. You're the applesauce guy. Yes, I'm the applesauce guy, because that one Leafy video where he made fun of it, I said um, some vaginas are like applesauce, which they are. When a girl gets turned on and lactates, not lactates, dumbass. I'm calling myself a dumbass. When a girl gets turned on, her vagina opens, kind of, the flaps of the vagina, and becomes more lubricated and wet, which I find disgusting in a way. I didn't in high school, but oral sex is different from uh, vagina sex. That's a good way to put it. When I said in that older video, that way older video that Leafy made fun of, I said that the G-spot of a guy is, where the fuck did I say it was? Somewhere near the butt, which is, I wasn't being gay, I was just telling the truth. That is how a man orgasms. I forget what the spot is, but pretty much there is a spot near the butt of a guy that makes him orgasm like crazy. How do I know this? I do lots of research on every possible topic, not just one topic. Give me that water. Give me that motherfucking water. Am I bi? Yes, I am. Am I gay? No, I'm not. Let me tell you the difference between gay and bi. Bi is a personal choice. Gay, and a lot of people debate on this, you're not born gay, you become gay. No, actually, gay guys actually are created from the fetus, I believe it's the fetus of the uterus, producing antibodies against the baby, which in turn, which is kind of funny, makes the baby more physically healthy and more resistant to antibodies and actually smarter, which is pretty funny. I wouldn't mind being gay. Like, I've met so many gay guys and they're all nice. Not all gay guys, the stereotype, are like, oh my god, guess what I did? I mean, there are some, but I've seen gay guys that are buff as fuck and very, very overly manly. They don't have a lisp. That's a stereotype. Yeah. Yes, it's weird. Yesterday and today were really slow. Like, time has been moving really fast, and yesterday and today have just been slow as fuck. Yes. And I partially think that's because of the energy shift and what's happening. The energy shift is going into like its 3rd stage on the 24th of this month. As in, people are going to start feeling symptoms more and more and more quicker. And the people who are really unhealthy and really dumb are going to feel them twice as bad and not know what they are or why they're happening. Me, I've been feeling symptoms since 2012. Yeah. I looked back because some fat, weird-looking dude made fun of one of my videos, which was called, like, People I Live With Are Retards. And I'm like, that's so negative. So I was searching through my videos, and I had a lot of negative videos. Like, tons. And they had tons of dislikes and not a lot of views. And I'm like, why do I have these? So I was going through earlier and deleting a bunch of negative videos I have, because I don't want any. If I'm going to start a business in the future, Do you think I want a video of me complaining about the people I live with? That won't look good on me. Even though the business I want to start isn't really a face-to-face kind of business, I don't want to say the idea because I want to start with my mom and younger sister. And my mom said, since she's worked in law, do not tell anyone your idea because someone could steal it, which is totally true. But it's a business where I wouldn't have to go face to face with a bunch of other people, which I kind of like because, like I said before, me and my sisters have anxiety. I've gotten rid of most of my anxiety by healing my brain more because everything starts from the brain. Your body is controlled by your brain. And if you're able to put your brain into an alpha state or a theta state, then you won't have anxiety. You have to train your brain to not have anxiety. And some people give up. They're just like, oh, I fucking have anxiety. Oh well, my life's terrible. Those people need to shoot themselves in the head. And I mean that in the most loving way. I will say, though, that my plan in life is a good one. And it's a multi-million-dollar industry that not a lot of people do, which is kind of funny. Me and my mom, I hope to make this business happen while I'm in college. The reason I'm going to college is for a business certificate and FOSFA. And if you don't know what FOSFA is, it is where they pay for your schooling, pay for your food, pay for your housing, all of it. As long as you get good grades and show up on time. They'll pay for your housing, food, and classes. That's a pretty good deal. And I've been living with people my whole life, and it's really tiring. So me and my mom were looking at apartments because at first it drove me crazy. Do I apply to an apartment and then get FOSFA, or do I get FOSFA then apply to an apartment? Because I've done all the legal forms of everything, and I feel that I don't want to live with family forever. I want to be independent. That's part of being a soul urge number, your destiny number of one. Ones love independence, and if they don't have it, they could become depressed, which has happened to me tons of times. You would not believe how many times I've tried to stab myself with a knife, but then just didn't do it. I have a really big thing about not self-pain. Like, the people who can cut themselves because it apparently relieves anxiety, which pain does, believe it or not. Why do you think I train? Pain relieves endorphins. It releases them, so you feel better. So when people cut themselves, it releases endorphins. It's painful, but they feel better temporarily, not forever, because they're not fixing the original, actual problem. That's the problem with people. They find easy way outs. They don't face their fears and then say, oh, I can fix myself if I do this, this, this. Because a lot of people don't think there's anything wrong with them. They think they're perfect. But they're not. If you drink wine and alcohol every week and you have a shitty job and all you say is, this is my life, I'm so depressed, then you are going to say that way forever because you're not encouraging yourself. If you want to lose weight and you are insecure about your weight, exercise, eat healthy. I want to kill every person. Literally, I do. I want to bitch slap every person who says, I was born this way. No. Fuck you. Seriously. And I mean that. If you have that much disappointment in yourself, by all means, give up. Because people like you, I try not to hang around anymore. I hung around people like that all the time, and all I ever did was I drank alcohol and I complained. Where did that get me? Nowhere. I made fun of other people on the internet because I was secretly depressed, which 90% of trolls and stupid people do on the internet. They have to make fun of someone else even though they don't have a picture, which is hilarious because that shows insecurity right there. It's hilarious to go to steroid videos on YouTube. People who do steroids and are like teaching you about health and nutrition because the comments are so fucking hilarious. It attracts the most insecure people and they always leave great comments. I even, for fun, left a perverted comment just cuz. Like, just cuz. Like, there's this Asian dude. Just go on Google and type in gross steroid Asian bodybuilder. He will come up. And he is like, obviously on steroids. It's just like, there's no point in pointing it out. And so I leave this comment. I'm like, I do steroids too, but I inject them into my penis, which makes it more muscular, and sometimes it talks to me. Because I'm not afraid of being weird like that. I'm not afraid of saying what I want to say. That's kind of the problem with most people in our society. They're too afraid to be judged by anyone else. When I believe I was 11. No, I was 10. I went to a high school car wash, and I was with someone I trusted and I was comfortable around, so they turned music on, and I eventually started dancing without my shirt on. And I got on top of a car, and I was like freak dancing. Everyone loved it. All the older kids loved it. All the high school kids, all the adults, they were laughing. Why? Because people who think outside the box are more liked than people who just do what everyone else does. They're called conformists or sheeple. This water bottle does not hold enough water for me. Woo! Oh. Someone will make fun of that one day, that one thing I just did. What I have in my pocket? Money? I got 1, 2. Look how rich I am. I have all ones. No, that's not rich. I was going to go to the bank today and deposit some money because I get cash aid from the county, and which I am not getting that forever. Hell no. I have a feeling that they stopped giving it to me this month because it didn't show up on my account. So I usually get $150 for free. But since I applied and qualified for a $3,000 to $5,000 grant every semester, that's every 3 months I get $5,000 because I have no income. So it could be possible that they took it away because of that reason. Now they kept my food stamps and they gave me $50 more than I normally get on food stamps. So I'm like, what? Okay, I'll take it. Seriously. Yeah. At first, I was going to, after my eyes turned completely silver, because holy fuck, they got so light overnight. That rhymed. They got light overnight. I didn't listen to it at night. I just listened to it for 7 hours yesterday. And today I listened to it for about 6 hours. Altogether. Not all at once. And the change in my eyes is just so significant. Like, it's hard to see in like a camera unless I use my phone's camera and take a close-up picture with sunlight. and you can't really see it in the dark all that much. But yeah, I get so many subliminal questions, but it's a good thing. It attracts more people to my account because most subliminal channels they don't answer their subscribers' questions. Whenever I go to any subliminal that's popular, there'll be like 100 questions that are unanswered, and I'm like, fuck, I'll answer these. It'll give me more subscribers. I thought after I make my eyes completely silver, and I am gonna make them very silver, very bright. Um, Once I do that, I am planning on going back to mind control and telepathy because I was thinking about telekinesis. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but wouldn't it be way cooler to mind control someone who has telepathy? I mean, telekinesis to make them do your bidding. I mean, mind control, which we probably will have someday in the future, like naturally because of the pole shift, the energy shift. Mind control would be so much more useful because if the world went into martial law, wouldn't it be better to be the pacifist and be able to just mind control the soldiers so they leave you the fuck alone and maybe you could mind control them to shoot each other instead of having telekinesis where you'll run up to the soldiers and just attack them and then probably get shot because you're being reckless. I've thought about this a lot, and I really do like mind control more. When I was studying it, I mean, when I was listening to the subliminals back then, like last year, it was working. I was able. I have some telepathy videos and mind control videos where I would get things from my grandparents, just basic things. I wasn't doing anything evil. I was just like, we're gonna get ice cream tonight. You'll order a pizza tonight. They'd come in my room. They'd be like, how do you feel about a pizza? And on those videos, I got so many questions like, how long did it take you? I have always been an intuitive, clairvoyant person. It doesn't take long for me to be able to do something clairvoyant or intuitive, like seeing to the future, precognition, hearing things from far away, feeling vibrations in the ground, which I am really good at. Um, my heart, beating really hard when there is a footstep on the floor. I will either feel the vibrations throughout my body, or my heart will pump once really fast, and I know if someone's coming. You can't sneak up on me anymore. That started about 2015, middle part of 2015. I was tracking it. I am able to heal, like, myself. I heal extremely fast. And a matter of fact, since I do iron body conditioning and I hit my bones against this, I'll have a bruise for about a day and then it will heal. Most people who eat shitty or most people who eat healthy, they get a bruise or a cut for about a week and then it heals. Mostly bruises. Bruises take a longer time to heal than cuts. But not for me. Like 2016, I was healing really slowly when it came to bruises. It took me about 3 days for a bruise to heal. Because you know how it's like purplish looking, then it turns yellow, then it starts fading away. Now it's just like I haven't seen any injuries on me, and like I can hit myself as hard as possible with this titanium fan. That's what they call it. They call it a fan or I forget what they call it. I can just hit myself in the neck. I don't get any bruises. I don't get any injuries. can hit myself in the head. I can hit myself really hard with this. And I do believe that my healing abilities are just increasing like more and more every day. I haven't even got injured in like a month. And the only injury I got was yesterday. No, it was 2 days ago when I was shaving. And I have like a mole or a beauty mark. My family calls them beauty marks. I don't know what you call them. I call them a mole. I have a mole, and whenever I shave my mustache off, it gets cut by the razor. It used to take about a day to heal. Like it would open and close. Now it just fucking heals. Like right when it happens, it will bleed for about like just enough time for it to bleed a little bit, and then it will scab. Like I usually wipe it. I'll try to make it not bleed. It will bleed for about a few seconds, and then it will scab instantly, and then just be healed. Like, yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta refill my water, or I'll die. I won't really die. I might. Who knows? It's pretty funny. I had marijuana this morning, just to calm me down, and I'm sweating now, and I can completely I reek of marijuana because marijuana leaks from your pores of your armpits and your ass crack. That's a funny thing. I just wanted to say that. But no, your ass crack is a huge absorption point for anything. Like that's why they have EpiPen shots, which they stick in the butt to stop seizures, diabetes, like a lot of things. Because the main absorption spots on your body, if you want to put any kind of substance in your bloodstream instantly, is under your tongue, under your armpits, or in between your butt crack. Another place, but isn't very popular, is the bottom part of your foot. And that's about it. Another thing I want to talk about is I found a lot of subliminals that I would like to have. Like, I thought to myself, I found like 4 grow taller subliminals that were really good, and no, I'm not going to fucking put them in the description. It will take me too long, and I don't want to refine them. You can find them because they were by the creator Matrix something 99. It's another subliminal channel. I keep hearing squirrels outside, so I keep looking back. Blah. I kept finding subliminals I would like a nice ass. You know, I'm into that. Girls apparently like a nice ass. Which is kind of a funny thing to say, because girls kind of do pick douchebags. Assholes. I have yet to have a YouTube stalker. I don't have a YouTube stalker yet. I'm waiting for that. And I hope it's a girl, not an old man. Just that one person that like overly comments on every video right when I release it. Eventually, when my account goes viral, I will have at least one stalker, one weird person. So I've had 3 stalkers in my lifetime. Um, yeah, so instead of, because I thought, oh, maybe I should take human growth hormone subliminals, and that will even speed up the process of the IGF-1 I take. But I'm like, nah. Honestly, mind control is so much more powerful than muscles. I mean, there could be a bodybuilder that wants to fight you or crush you, but you have mind control or telekinesis, and you can just get them to kill themselves, which I don't recommend, but it's just a example. Honestly, it means nothing to have muscles. It's good for looks. It's good for people being attracted to you and like being like, oh my god. But if you had telekinesis, you just blast that person away or snap their neck with telekinesis or mind control them to jump off a cliff. Like, who would win? The guy with telekinesis or the guy with big muscles? The guy with telekinesis would win. Honestly, there are so many bodybuilders that used to be skinny that have no confidence, so they treat other people like shit. There was one bodybuilder I saw on YouTube, and he called his friend who was recording a retard, and then a dumbass, and then he laughed. That's one thing I cannot stand, and I will not tolerate with any person. When they insult you, then they laugh, or they smile. That is the most manipulative thing anyone can do, and it's fucked. People who are ultra depressed, ultra unhappy, or ultra have a huge ego will do that. I once saw at the park a dad training his kids like dogs. He pretty much was insulting his sons and then praising them when they listened to him and petting them on the head. And I'm like, I want to fucking punch you in the face. Like, seriously, you are a horrible person. Just be nice to your kids. Discipline them, but fucking be nice to them. Why do all parents have the idea, just because their parents did it, that they have to be assholes to their kids? Their kids have better brains than you do. They may not have the experiences that you have because you're older, but their brains are rapidly developing. What they see becomes their reality. There's a little black girl on YouTube who was using real telekinesis. Like, she just put her head down on the table, and it took a while, but then the cup started moving. It was a styrofoam cup. And I'm like, I know it's not the wind because she was directing it which direction to go. Why? Because when you're a little kid, your mind is open. It's expansive. You can do things that you can't do as an adult because all those years of growing up into an adult, we're programmed by the media to think a certain way. We're programmed by our parents, our grandparents. This is the way to think. This is the way you have to think. There's no other way to think. Little kids don't know how to think yet, so they think the way they want to. Then their parents try to change them. In no way am I going to change my kids. I'm going to love them, but not change who they are, because that's fucked. Still to this day, I will go into a restaurant, I will ask for a kids menu, and I will use a pen and draw on the plain back part of the paper. Why? Because it's something I like to do. Just because one of your parents or one of your grandparents God just tried to kill me right there. It's because one of your grandparents or parents says you can't do that, or you're too old for that, or that's not what adults do. Who gives a fuck? Do what you want to do, regardless of what they think. They're just a single person. They're just a single person. But we listened to that shit. I didn't. Like, I listened to some of it, and I wore pajamas to school every day in high school, from freshman year to senior year. Why? Because my parents, my dad in particular, said, you can't do that. You're in high school. You're almost an adult. Adults don't do that. Why does he think that way? It's because his mom made him think that way. Why does his mom think that way? Because his mom's mom made her think that way. The cycle continues unless you change it on your own. You have to change it. And my eyes look dark right here because you can't see them really in the dark. It's dark. I'm not going to turn the light on though because I honestly am waiting 10 days before I do like a close-up video reveal of my eyes. It's not very long to wait. It's just 10 days. Plus, I update my Instagram with my eyes like every other day. So, just stay tuned for that. Do I have a farmer's tan? No, that's just the reflection of the light. See, when you rub your skin with a brick, I've done it less in the past 2 months. When you rub your skin with a brick, your skin starts becoming more red. This is my usual technique, so I get like almost the whole forearm. My forearm is one of the strongest parts of my body. Look, no scratches, nothing. That's because I've done this to my forearm for so long, also that I heal really fast. This is my bone. Can you hear it? Probably. My bones don't bruise anymore because 4 years of hitting them against, well, I started out with copper piping. I was just that guy that found a copper pipe in a bush, came home, and then I washed it for 3 hours and then used it on my body. But I think sand was the most effective thing I was using on my forearms. Because sand is shards of glass. If you can get little shards of glass in the pores of your skin, you're set to go because that will protect you. And no, not like shards this big. I'm talking micro shards, micro, tiny little shards. And that's the point of hitting your body like that with iron body conditioning. It's to cause micro fractures that will heal and become extremely tough and hard. I weighed about 60 pounds freshman year of high school. Then, senior year, I weighed about 80 pounds. The medicine I was on prevented me from gaining muscle mass. It blocked out the receptors in the brain that make you process certain proteins to gain muscle mass. Once I stopped taking that, I found out this year that the meds for seizures I'm taking now cause less muscle growth. That's why I take 3 supplements. I take fish oil pills for my brain because people with epilepsy, their epilepsy has shown to decrease, to go away when you have fatty things like coconut oil and fish in particular. And there are multiple ways to cure epilepsy. That's not what I'm here to talk about. The second supplement I take is growth hormone. It's IGF-1. I showed it to you in the other video. You can legally buy it on eBay. It's called deer antler velvet extract, and you spray it under your tongue. You're supposed to spray it 5 times. I spray it 1 time a day because it fucks with my emotions. You really should do research on the things you take before you just take them. Because I have so many friends that go to the gym that just say, "Do you want some of my pre-workout?" I'll read the ingredients. There's like 50 different ingredients from tons of different plants. And in my head, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I gotta look up what each one of these plants does and if it affects my epilepsy. Because so many people just buy supplements, pre-workouts from the GNC or a supplement shop, and just they don't do research on it. They just, oh, it has caffeine and it tastes good. Okay, and it gives me energy. It's like the only factors people go by, and people really should do more research on the shit they're consuming. And I'm gonna say that probably 60% of the population, no, 70%, does not know that caffeine raises stress hormone, which ages you faster. Caffeine raises cortisol in the brain, which makes you angry. It makes you stressed out. So what you're doing, since busy people usually drink caffeine, people with fast-paced jobs or long hours, they take caffeine, which stresses them out, and they need more. Then they need more, and then they need more, and more, and more, until it doesn't affect you anymore. And then you just get used to the taste, and you want decaf, which does nothing. So you're just doing it for the taste. My grandparents, since they have coffee every morning, they don't think coffee's a drug because it's legal. They still think somehow marijuana is a drug, which it is. Any mind-altering substance is a drug. Some drugs just help you, and some drugs don't. They don't think it's a drug because it's legal. Marijuana is now legal, but I still consider it a drug, and I still take it. Like I said, there's good and bad drugs. Any supplement I consider to be a drug, because in some way or another, it's changing the way your brain works. Like fish oil pills, it's a drug, but it's a healthy drug. It helps you. It's in food naturally. You shouldn't avoid the things that help you, like my grandparents do. Ugh. I used to try to fix my family. Like, I used to try to, if they weren't eating right, I would try to help them. They didn't want to help. It took me a long time before I realized people have to change on their own. And I only help the people who want help. If they ask for it, I'll help them. Yeah. If they don't, then I won't bother to say anything. You never know who is a life path 8. They'll attack you. They'll get pissed very easily. I only know 3 people with a life path of 8, and they all get angry too fast. 8s do learn. They do learn from their mistakes, but they never admit that they've learned. If you think of an idea, they will take it and act like it is their own. Why? Because they cannot admit that someone helped them. 8s are incredibly independent and do not like it when people tell them what to do. Never tell an 8 what to do. Only listen to them. If you are patient with an 8, they'll be your friend. But if you're outspoken, don't be friends with an 8. 8s look towards the supporters, the people who support them. Yeah. I'm going to end it here. I've been going on too long.